Stop number 9 of the Sunoco Cup Series comes to the short track, the home of the short track wrap. The Valvoline 400 right here at North Wilkesboro Speedway. It's a classic little track and it's got a classic little history, and who we're going to see be our winner here today. Before we go into our starting grid here, only 2 drivers did not qualify. Let's take a look at our point standings. Going to this event, Keon Shaw's got 4 wins already in the season. He's leading the points. Zach Carlson right there in second. Connor Breton is in third. Eric Matthews in fourth. And Ray Castor, who was a top 5 finisher last season, rounds at the top 5. Then 6 through 10 will consist of Stephanie Naylor, Colin Cropley, our winner at Las Vegas, Liam Campbell, Dylan Poteet, who got himself in the 9th spot, and our Bristol winner, Dylan Ruiz, the lone rookie in the top 10, rounding out the top 10. So with that said, let's take a look at our starting grid for the Valvoline 400. It will be a 40-lap race here. On the pole, qualifying at 113.705 miles an hour, is the number 33 Skull Bandit Olds of Skylar Harris. And on the outside will be the number 28 Texaco Haviland Ford of Keith Batson. Row number 2 will be the 07 Kmart Ford of Skyland Carlson. And on the outside will be our Talladega winner in the number 36 Cox Treated Lumbers Pontiac of Jonathan Gators. Row number 3 will consist of the number 12 Ray Bestis Brakes Buick of Michael Dawson and the number 9 Coors Light Ford of Ray Castor. Row number 4 will consist of the number 8 Snickers Buick of Tim Walch and the number 40 EDS Lumina of Dylan Hughes. Row number 5 will consist of the number 13 Glidden Paints Lumina of Tim Fiegel and the number 97 Kellogg's Cornflakes Olds of Jennifer Hughes. Row 6 will be our Daytona 500 winner Dylan Kilburn and Stephanie Naylor. Row 7 will consist of Dylan Poteet and Justin ACOSTA. Row 8 will consist of Trey Campbell and Bob Marshall. Row 9 will be our points leader Keon Shaw and John Dawson. Row 10 will be Levi Shones and James Qualls, followed by Connor Breton and Nick Baxter. Then it's Daniel Schwab and Alex Filter. John ACOSTA and Kathy CANTARA will follow them. Then it will be Fred Christopher and Joseph Lombard. Faith Johnson and Alexander Dawson will follow them. Then it will be Trent Dunham and the champ Chantel Ibarra. Eric Matthews and Liam Campbell will follow them. Colin Cropley and Ryan Cooper will be behind them. Johnny Gardner, Zach Carlson. Rounding out the field will be the number 63 Pontiac of Josh Osborne and the 41 Buick of Austin Hughes. As I said, 40 entries. 42 cars that are part of the Sunoco Cup Series 2 did not qualify. And how about the big story? One of them, 10th in the points, the aforementioned lone rookie in the points, who won at Bristol, did not qualify. Dylan Ruiz did not make the show. Neither did Sasha Dawson in the number 51. So it's 3 of the Dawson family members that will be waving the flag. And Sasha will be the cheerleader at the sidelines. So that's your starting grid. That's your DNQs. 40 laps. The short track wrap is what you would hear about this, because it's going to be bumping and grinding, but here's the command.
Drivers, start your engines!
Let it begin. This race does tend to be a mess, wreck-wise. It's part of the short track nature of things. Skylar Harris and Keith Batson will lead the fields. To the green flag, the Valvoline 400, the first of 2 trips to this famed short track. Double file, but there's almost 3 wide there for a change. Almost thought Skyland Carlson was going to the inside, but not to happen. It is still Skyler Harris, but Skyland's going to go down to the inside. Well, wiggly over there, but saves it. Skyler Harris almost got spun by Skyland Carlson, and now Justin Acosta goes to the number 2 spot. Getting tight over there. Actually, that's not Justin Acosta. Oh, Keith Batson's around. And everybody's bumping and grinding over there. Keith Batson, who else is there? I do believe that is Justin Acosta. I thought that was Justin Acosta before, but that was actually Michael Dawson. But we are under yellow. Let's see what happened there. It was all sparked by Keith Batson spinning, and actually there was a multiple incidents here. Let's go with the easiest, what we saw out the corner of our eyes when we were seeing Skyland Carlson and Skyler Harris. Actually, Skyland Carlson was battling with Michael Dawson. Keith Batson got squished right in the wall there, courtesy of Jonathan Gators and Tim Fiegel, who kind of helped exacerbate the situation. Fiegel gets through. Gators ends up pushing him completely around. And then just Stephanie Naylor gets a little bit of a touch there. Let's see how many other cars got a touch. Let's see what happened with Justin Acosta. Nowhere to go. Goes right in. James Qualls just getting by. Same with Kathy CANTARA. Tough break for the number 96 Shoney's in Olds of. And then like Nick Baxter got something. Let's see what happened. I saw something else. Looked like Connor Breton got involved. Yeah, that's where we saw the other incidents, which probably came before, which was consisted of, we saw Justin Acosta get involved with something else when Connor Breton got tagged by the number 11 of Bob Marshall. Bob Marshall going into Daniel Schwab, who goes right into the wall and stopping everybody dead in their tracks. You see John Dawson getting a hit. James Qualls almost getting brushed, but nothing. Nick Baxter takes something. Colin Cropley and Eric Matthews both dodging bullets. Alex Filter, Ryan Cooper, Faith Johnson, Chantel Ibarra, Connor Breton smoking, and it looks like also same with Liam Campbell having issues. Alexander Dawson, not a very good showing for any of them. So now let's take a look at where we stand right now. Skyler Harris leads. Then it's Tim Walch having a very good showing. Michael Dawson, Skyland Carlson, and rounding at the top 5 is the number 13 of Tim Fiegel. Then it's Dylan Kilburn, Dylan Poteet, Ray Castor, Dylan Hughes, and Jennifer Hughes rounding at the top 10. Excuse me. Then it is Trey Campbell, Keon Shaw, points leader, Levi Shones, Jonathan Gators, Stephanie Naylor, John Acosta, Fred Christopher, Joseph Lombard, Trent Dunham, Daniel Schwab, Bob Marshall, John Dawson, Eric Matthews, Kathy CANTARA, Colin Cropley, back to Green Flag Racing this time by. Then it is Johnny Gardner, Austin Hughes, Josh Osborne, Zach Carlson, Alex Filter, Ryan Cooper, Nick Baxter, Keith Batson, Faith Johnson, James Qualls, and Liam Campbell. You can count Chantel Ibarra, Justin Acosta, and Alexander Dawson and Connor Breton out of the race. We'll be back to Green Flag Racing lap number 8 of 40. Skyler Harris. They come out of corner number 4 to the green flag for Skyler Harris, leading the field some more. Skyler, a good jump on things. over Tim Walch. Looked like Dylan Kilburn went way high for a second. Almost looked like he slapped the wall, but he's safe so far. Except he's going to lose a spot to Ray Castor. Oh, he smacks Trey Campbell to the inside wall, but Trey saves it. Great driving job there. And now Keon Shaw knocking on the door of Dylan Kilburn. Like there's a little bit of a ripple effect of racing, so to speak. Skyland Carlson battling it out with Dylan Hughes. Oh, saving it again. They bumping and grinding a lot of it. Dylan Hughes battling with Ray Castor. You see Josh Osborne going down pit road, and we're under yellow. And looks like we're still wrecking. Levi Shones, it looks like, was involved. We saw Fred Christopher. John ACOSTA, I do believe, was involved. Yes, wow. We saw Josh Osborne going down pit road. Actually, what would happen here? First, let's look at this. Zach Carlson. You want to talk about a driving job? Gets pinned by Bob Marshall. As well as John ACOSTA on the inside. He gets slammed right into the wall and just goes into a slide. What a driving job by Zach Carlson not to spin that car around. He saved that. He saved that big time. Let's see where the major incidents happened. It's right here. Levi Shones. And our points leader, Keon Shaw, was involved. We didn't really... once we turned our attention away from this to the Dylan Hughes battle, that's when we should have been a little bit more cautious of things. Because you'll see Trey Campbell right next to Dylan Kilburn. Goes right into Levi Shones, who puts him right into the points leader, Keon Shaw. John ACOSTA in it. Same with the number 82 of Fred Christopher. Levi Shones. Wow. Colin Cropley went right into Trey Campbell. The Cropley-Campbell feud has just gotten hotter. It's at fever pitch because Colin Cropley just went hard right into Trey Campbell. They have never... This is going to get ugly for this... We never really had any issues between these two this season. It has officially... It's on now. Got put hard onto his roof, and Eric Matthews goes right in. So Colin Cropley got knocked out of the race, nowhere to go. Same with Eric Matthews, Alex Filter. And then Trey Campbell just skritting right on the back. Josh Osborne going down pit road. I don't know if that was just a mishap of something, but Trey Campbell. And then Levi Shones just getting by again. Let's go on board with Trey Campbell real fast before we go back to green flag racing. I don't want to take too much time, obviously. Whoops. See how fast we can get this done. Not what you wanted to say. That is not what you want to say. By any means. Let's be back to green flag racing this time by, so let's just go over the top 10. Skyler Harris still leads, Tim Walch is still second, Michael Dawson still third, Tim Fiegel still fourth, and Dylan Poteet's rounding out the top 5, then it will be Ray CASTOR, Skyline CARLSON, Dylan Hughes, Jennifer Hughes, and Jonathan Gators are Talladega winner, rounding out the top 10. Keon Shaw is 11th as Joseph Lombard and Trent Dunham. As you, by the way, you'll see going on the inside is Eric Matthews. He is not on the lead lap. Neither is Josh Osborne or Alex Filter. Crank it up for a little while. We're back under yellow. Does it have to do with Bob Marshall? Yes, it does. More racing in the back that you could shake a stick at. As you see, there's James Qualls. You see also Keith Batson and Faith Johnson. James pushes Keith Batson. Qualls pushing Keith Batson right into Bob Marshall. Caught Faith Johnson as well. You see there's Liam Campbell spinning missing the big one there. It was basically a one-car spin per se. So tough break for Bob Marshall. James Qualls, who actually put Keith Batson right into the wall. That was not what you wanted. So, really nothing happened in segments there, per se. As we're at the halfway point, this time a couple laps more. So let's take a look where we are right now. Still Skyler Harris leading. Tim Walsh is still second. Then it is Michael Dawson, Tim Fagel, Dylan Poteet, Dylan Hughes. So you got a bunch of Dylans, 5th and 6th. And then you have Ray CASTOR, Jennifer Hughes, Skyline CARLSON, and Jonathan Gators. Then it's Keon Shaw, Trent Dunham, Dylan Kilburn, Joseph Lombard, John ACOSTA, Fred Christopher, John Dawson, Austin Hughes, Stephanie Naylor, Kathy CANTARA, Johnny Gardner, Ryan Cooper, Nick Baxter, Faith Johnson, James Qualls, Keith Batson, and Liam Campbell and Bob Marshall. One lap down, Josh Osborne, Eric Matthews, and Alex Filter. Zach Carlson's out, Daniel Schwab is out, Levi Shones is out, Trey Campbell, Colin Cropley, Chantelli Barra, Justin ACOSTA, Alexander Dawson, and Connor Breton all out of the race. And I can tell you this, a rekindled feud has started between Colin Cropley and the Campbells. And right now, how about this? Eric Matthews, Ray CASTOR is 7th in the points. Keon Shaw is outside the top 10 right now. Zach Carlson's out. Connor Breton's out. Eric Matthews is not in the lead lap. Stephanie Naylor is not in good positioning right now. Cropley's out. Campbell's dead last. Poteet is going to be the one who makes a lot of moves. Right now, the guy's going to be making the most of the moves is Dylan Poteet, who's right now 9th in the points. You may be seeing your new leader if things don't change. Because CASTOR's 7th right now, and Poteet is 5th. Interesting situation with what points could happen, the ramifications. As we'll be back to green flag racing, it'll be lap number 23 of 40. So less than 20 laps to go for Skyler Harris. up a battle for second going on. Tim Walsh is going to give it up to Michael Dawson. Actually driving the car John Dawson drove in season 1. Thought someone was going down pit road for a second, but not to happen. Battling going on back here as you see Tim Fiegel. Oh, we got trouble again. There goes Dylan Hughes. Dylan Kilburn as well is involved. Tough break for Dylan Hughes, running so good, and he is done. Same to be said about Dylan Kilburn, our Daytona winner. Yeah. You see, he's right now, here he's 3 wide with Dylan Poteet and Skyland CARLSON. Poteet goes up high, CARLSON goes down low, Dylan Hughes goes into Dylan Poteet, Dylan spins him, Jonathan Gators gets by, Trent Dunham just gets by, Dylan Kilburn does not. A tough break for Dylan Kilburn. Excuse me. Let's go on board with Dylan Hughes on the roof cam. Right into the divider. What was that hit? I think that was Kilburn again. But his day is done. A tough break for Dylan Kilburn. What happened with John ACOSTA? Oh wait, John ACOSTA just went down pit road. Now I thought I saw something with someone spinning, but I guess not. Okay, that was John ACOSTA going down pit road, so just wasn't sure about that. But nonetheless, we're back under yellow. Position changing just slightly. Skyler Harris still leads. Michael Dawson's in second. Tim Walsh is in third. Ray Castor's in fourth. Tim Fiegel rounding out the top 5. So now Ray Castor's starting to make a move with the points because Dylan Poteet's nowhere to be found now. Then it is Skyland CARLSON, Jonathan Gators, Keon Sharp points leader. Gonna look like he's gonna try to keep his points lead as he starts to move back up to the 8th spot. Jennifer Hughes and Trent Dunham rounding out the top 5. Then it's Joseph Lombard. There's Dylan Poteet, Fred Christopher, Austin Hughes, Michael Dawson, Kathy CANTARA, Ryan Cooper, Stephanie Naylor, Johnny Gardner, Faith Johnson, Keith Batson, Nick Baxter, James Qualls, Liam Campbell, Bob Marshall, Josh Osborne, Alex Filter, Eric Matthews, John ACOSTA, and Dylan Kilburn. Be 30th, and then the 31 on down is all the casualties. Dylan Hughes, Liam Campbell, Zach Carlson, Daniel Schwab, Levi Shones, Trey Campbell, Colin Crobley, Chantal Ibarra, Justin ACOSTA, Alexander Dawson, and Connor Brayton. We'll be back to Green Flag Racing lap number 30. challenge for the lead. Here comes Tim Fiegel. Give me Tim Walch. But not gonna happen. Still, it is Skylar Harris leading. And it looks like we have ourselves a mega mess. Yes, it is the big one. Only a matter of time. Looked like we saw Keon Shaw, our points leader, involved. Who else was involved? Where did it start? That was more the question. Nope. Well, it was Keon Shaw. There was a combination effect. Keon Shaw with Jonathan Gators, with the help of Dylan Kilburn, spinning. Dylan Poteet got involved. Joseph Lombard got involved. John Dawson got involved. Then back here, Trent Dunham, Fred Christopher, Liam Campbell, James Qualls, Bob Marshall yet again, Ryan Cooper, Stephanie Naylor. It was bad. You want your big one, here you go. Now back here we saw someone, Trent Dunham, getting put into the wall. Getting pushed into the wall by Fred Christopher. Goes in an acute angle. Getting into Austin Hughes. Kathy CANTARA. Let's see if she got through. Nope. She's in it. Faith Johnson. Brick Wall City. Keith Batson, Johnny Gardner, basically everybody here. There was no safe haven. Nick Baxter kind of got in it. Not a very pleasant setting here. Let's watch it from a overhead cam. Unbelievable. Not a very good showing for a lot of these drivers. My goodness. But let's see where we stand right now after, while we're still under yellow. We're getting down to the nitty gritty of racing here. Still Skylar Harris, yet again still leading. Tim Walch still second. Ray Castor's now third. Michael Dawson is in fourth. And Jennifer Hughes has moved her way up into the fifth spot, having a very good showing. Then it will be Tim Fiegel, Skyland Carlson, John Dawson, Kathy CANTARA, Faith Johnson now in the top 10. Then it's Keith Batson, Liam Campbell, Joseph Lombard, Fred Christopher, Johnny Gardner, Jonathan Gators, Nick Baxter, Stephanie Naylor, Ryan Cooper, Keon Shaw, Bob Marshall, Trent Dunham, Josh Osborne, Austin Hughes, John ACOSTA, Alex Filter, Eric Matthews, and Dylan Kilburn all lapped down. They can add Dylan Poteet and James Qualls to the DNFs. As we will have 4 laps to go. No more yellows will make the difference. One more yellow will seal the race for Skylar Harris. Let's see what happens. I can hedge my bets that this is going to go yellow at any given moment, and that'll be the end of the race. That's usually the chance. This is our situation. And it looks like, yep, they're battling for third going on there. Michael Dawson and Ray CASTOR. John ACOSTA up on the high side there with Jennifer Hughes, and that is going to be the race. Jennifer Hughes, who was having a very good day, her day is over, and this race is going to go to SHYLER Harris. Wow. Not a snake bit day for the Hughes family. Jennifer Hughes just ended this race single-handedly. SHYLER Harris will win. Tim Walch will be second. Michael Dawson will be third. Ray CASTOR will be fourth, and CARLSON will round out the top 5. Then it will be Keith Batson, who all of a sudden got himself back to 6th with all the wrecking going on, has actually benefited him. Then it is Johnny Gardner, Kathy CANTARA, Jonathan GATORS, and Trent Dunham rounding out the top 10. Then it will be Bob Marshall, who had his bad luck today, matching his car number, however. Then it was Joseph Lombard, Keon Shaw, Stephanie Naylor, Ryan Cooper, Josh Osborne, Nick Baxter, Jennifer Hughes, who was in that wreck, is going to finish 18th. Fred Christopher. Then it will be Liam Campbell. Faith Johnson, you can call DNF's going to be, let's see where the DNF situation goes for, as now you can say Michael Dawson and Tim Fiegel are out of the race. They will not finish. So Liam Campbell dropped out. Faith Johnson. Your winner will be SHYLER Harris, but let's take a look at our wreck. What had happened with Jennifer Hughes? Let's see what happened with her. As we got our finish, we know SHYLER Harris has won. So let's see what happened with Jennifer Hughes, who was obviously the reason for that caution. As she got in it with John ACOSTA, and that actually triggered everything. You see, John ACOSTA goes up to the high side. And Jennifer Hughes got pushed right into the wall, couldn't save it. And then with the help of Alex Filter giving it the shove, triggering the yellow. Then you got Tim Walch Tim Fiegel getting involved, Liam Campbell. Eric Matthews getting slid by Johnny Gardner to the inside. Slaps the wall a little bit. Smoking was John Dawson. Alex Filter, not a very good day for him. It was pitiful. A tough break for Jennifer Hughes. And actually Fred Christopher got spun back here too, so interest of fair reporting. That's what else has happened. And then Alex Filter in the wall. Let's see what happened with Alex Filter. I think it was just that he went right into Jennifer Hughes and obviously kaputted his motor. Faith Johnson getting into it, same with John Dawson as well. We saw just terrible. But that's your race. Here's your winner. It's SHYLER Harris going wire to wire in a wreck fest. That's the place you pay in the short track style racing. And after 9 events, Keon Shaw still holds on to that commanding points lead. It has dwindled a little bit. It's 167 points ahead of Ray Castor. Zach CARLSON will drop to 3rd. Stephanie Naylor will move up to 4th. Eric Matthews will drop to rounding out the top 5. Then it'll be Connor Breton, Liam Campbell, Colin Cropley, Josh Osborne moving up to 9th, and Trent Dunham rounding out the top 10. Then Dylan Poteet, who dropped to 11th, Keith Batson, Kathy CANTARA, Jonathan GATORS, Tim Walch, Dylan Kilburn, Nick Baxter, Chantel Ibarra, Levi Shones, Trey Campbell, Dylan Ruiz drops to 21st with a DNQ. Daniel Schwab, John ACOSTA, Joseph Lombard, Alexander Dawson, Skyland Carlson, Jennifer Hughes, Tim Fiegel, James Quall, Sasha Dawson, DNQ'd. Faith Johnson, Fred Christopher, Alex Filter, Bob Marshall, Justin ACOSTA, Austin Hughes. Skylar Harris with that win moves him only up to 37th. Ryan Cooper, Johnny Dawson, Johnny Gardner, Dylan Hughes, and Michael Dawson will round out the top 10 here after 9. Next race, Martinsville Subway 500.